Wow, I'm getting emotional over this breakup.
Really sad. I mean, I still think they should break up.
I think it's the best for both of them.
But it doesn't mean it's not sad,
wow, dude.
you know?
Welcome, friends.
Hi.
This is membriash.
My name is Ashley.
I'm Mitch.
And we are watching The Ultimatum, Season 3. Episode 8, finally, we had to take a break. It was like 3 days between Episode 7 and Episode 8, because like...
We filmed a lot at once, and then we just needed to pause it. So, yeah, we're filming this a couple days after. We did just release the Episode 7, like minutes ago.
Yeah, so for you, it doesn't feel like there's been a delay, but for us, we've had a couple days off.
Which was necessary, like you said.
Yeah.
Same feelings as always. The show sucks. Where there's an entertainment value if you can get through the triggering or the trauma or all the just kind of awfulness of it, but it's also just kind of hard to watch this season. A lot of people are echoing that.
Yeah, it's rough. I think maybe if you have only ever had like really positive relationships with like everyone in your life, this wouldn't be triggering. But like,
wow, that's such a goal. Such a standard.
But like,
maybe if you've lived a charmed life, none of this is difficult.
Some people, and you know what? God bless them, you know?
Well, and some people just don't get... Some people will experience really rough things and not internalize or be impacted by it the same way.
That's true.
Because, like, one person's, life trauma from the same situations as another person's like, well, I got away from them, they sucked, but I'm fine.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like everybody's different based on how you approach things or who you are.
Right.
I do want to say one thing, and it's not a lot.
What is that?
Okay. A lot of people are commenting about Scotty. A lot of people are saying he's patently abusive and that he's doing a lot of things. I do hear people. We tend to not make overarching statements. So I want to say I'm not saying that. But I think I'm tending to like trying to understand what's happening here. We were told by a therapist once that she said, you will not understand people like that. There is nothing you can do because you don't live your life like that to understand them. I don't know much about Scotty except for what we're seeing on camera. A lot of it's not great, and maybe it comes off like, I don't want to excuse behaviors. That's basically what I'm saying here. I do see a lot of bad behaviors, but I don't want to devalue people's comments and stuff. So that's just kind of where I come from, I think.
We'll also see what goes on in this episode, because
I get a feeling. I get a feeling it's gonna get worse.
I get a bad feeling about this episode. Like, I just get a bad feeling about it. I don't like it. I read somewhere, this is not a spoiler, I read somewhere someone saying, wow, the cliffhanger that they left this on. And I'm already upset about it. And I don't even know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm already mad.
Yeah.
So I'm just not looking forward to any of this. Shall we get it over with?
Shall we get it over with? The best way to hop into a video.
Shall we process it together?
Yeah, let's do it together, folks. Buckle up. So peaceful to start out with. Listen to the music.
I can't. There's no way this is a good episode. There's no way people show up well. Everything that's happening in this show is toxic. There should be no ultimatums. Everyone should be dropping out.
Yeah.
Is my personal opinion.
What's going on?
Is he 39 now? Did he used to be 38?
Yeah, he probably had
Did he age up in the show?
Yeah, maybe he had his birthday while he was alone in the room.
Love doesn't fix everything.
No, but that's not true.
It is true.
What? That's absolutely true.
She's right.
Sandy is right.
You can love someone a lot and it not be a good situation.
How can you say that's not true to something? Love does not fix everything. You can love somebody and not be right for each other.
Totally.
And that's what he's not acknowledging.
You have to also, truly respect the other person.
Do either of them respect each other?
Feels like no.
I don't know if her responses are trauma responses or if she's also, we've seen her lie. You talked about breadcrumbing or something?
It's not breadcrumbing. I forget exactly what the term was, but it's basically like when people that have cheated give small pieces of truth, like little bits, like bit by bit by bit, and they'll admit to things like, oh yeah, we kissed twice, oh yeah, we might have cuddled, oh yeah, we fooled around, because giving it bit by bit means the person is more likely to accept it.
It's adaptive, like the frog in the boiling pot analogy.
Exactly, yeah.
And we saw them kiss at least 3 times. We heard one while editing that was not shown on camera. They kissed it probably at least 4 times, maybe 5, 6.
Also a comfortability around their physical relationship with each other. It doesn't mean that they absolutely did have sex, but it is big red flags. Yeah,
big flags.
The things that frustrate you about me are valid.
Her frustrations are valid.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot about me that I don't like.
That's not a helpful statement.
Also, a lot of the internet thinks that he got the same tattoo on purpose. Thoughts?
I heard
Uh-oh.
And I think that the most compelling argument is that he had taken a picture, a snap of like JR's tattoo because he was like being creepy and obsessive.
He probably have it online
and then
on his own
sent
socials.
The tattoo artist that picture instead of the picture that he intended to get.
So it's an accident, but it's an accident because he's being creepy and stalky. Okay.
And that is very compelling to me.
That is a compelling...
I don't know if that's what happened
he's like,
for
oh,
sure,
shit,
okay?
I meant this one. Oh, that's interesting.
Because...
that is weird.
That makes a lot of sense to me
is
on a
freaking
lot
weird.
of levels because he would take a picture of it and want to know what it meant, right?
Yeah.
And it also makes sense that when you're that obsessive, you're like looking at someone's socials and like, you know what I mean?
This is a trial. You're playing with fire.
It's a trial and you're both guilty. There's the playing with fire I thought it was going to be. All right.
I thought it was going to be bigger than that. It's
Yeah.
just this is a terrible relationship.
My theory was that it was going to be Scotty telling Arya that she was playing with fire and him getting mad.
Yeah.
Because
I thought so too.
it's a pattern of his so far, but I guess it's the beginning of the episode still.
I don't think if I were Zaina, I could have lived with him for that period of time. I think I
Yeah.
would have left earlier than she did.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there were a
Zaina's
couple of
weirdly resilient to this shit. He just slapped her ass like he was Sandy's.
Ew, dude.
Walked
Come
up and
on.
gave her a booty slap.
I just want to like know more about just your past.
Because they're a hookup that barely knew each other and decided to go on the show together?
I like that.
I don't know.
I also think, and like, I mean this, I don't mean this disrespectfully, but like, JR seems a bit shallow.
Yeah.
And I feel like Zaina is not as shallow.
Doesn't mean he hasn't gone through shit. He's a complex person in some ways, but like how he sees the world does seem a little shallow.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know who I was and who I would become. I feel like as I got older, I'm starting to embrace who I am.
It does feel like he's on a date with somebody that doesn't know who he is right now, right?
Yeah,
I'm
because
back
that's
to the
like pretty
artist.
formative stuff. Like if
What?
you've been with someone for years and you've never talked about this stuff, it does. It feels like they're, you know, the connections they make like on the show. It feels like
Yeah.
they're at that level with each
Yeah.
other.
When did you realize you were in love with me?
Mexico, that's why I asked you to be my girlfriend.
Dang, you fell in love that quick?
They meet in Mexico? They go on vacation without dating? Or a hookup vacation?
I don't know. I'm confused. Their whole relationship is confusing to me. I don't feel like I understand at all. But I have that barbecue sauce and I like it.
Is this
So.
more Kinders? Are they
Yeah.
advertising Kinders?
They may have given it to him. Like they may have stocked the houses with it.
This
He
is also
likes it,
him.
though. It's
this is
him.
him
Yeah, he
again.
likes Kinders.
Kinders, which respect.
Yeah.
Sweet Baby Ray's has been tainted by Zuckerberg.
I don't like Sweet Baby Ray's. It's too
Too
like,
sugary.
It's too thick.
Too
like
thick.
Kinders is good.
Kinders
if you're
is
not
a
gonna
little
make
more-
homemade,
Yeah.
Kinders is solid.
Yeah, not
like,
sponsored.
Solid grocery store choice.
Yeah.
I'm ready to take next steps and you're not. That means you love me less.
Less than you love me.
I don't hate that framing. There's like, you can love somebody but not love them as much as they love you.
Yeah.
And that's basically what he's saying.
Yeah, because he's not ready for that
Yeah,
with
at all.
her.
But if you question that I love you more than me, then that's a problem. Like a fundamental problem in the relationship.
He's like, yeah, so you should just like bounce. It's like,
We need direction. We need a common goal.
gotta get aligned. 5-year plan, 1-year plan. We talked about that just before the show. Can't extend 5 years.
No, we only do one at a time now.
One at a time.
Like, I want to be with someone who is 110% sure about
I
me.
love her confidence.
Zayn is great.
I love it.
Can't level my baby.
Yeah, nice.
I don't understand JR.
I don't either. I don't understand their relationship. It's
He's
weird.
weirdly honest a lot of the time.
Yeah, he is.
Because even I think he had
He's a bad liar.
Such a hard time lying that when he was asked whether or not they had sex, he couldn't say something.
Yeah.
Somebody else did say that it could be a source of pride where they didn't go all the way.
Yeah.
But he was almost like, well, yeah, we didn't. But in his head, he didn't want to say that because he thought it made him look like not as cool or
I also
much of a player.
wonder if part of it is he views himself as like not a cheater. Like he has in his mind
they're broken
cheater
up.
and non-cheater.
That's true.
And he is not a cheater
Because he's been
he
cheated
doesn't.
on.
Yeah, and he doesn't want
Yeah.
to be like
What hurt him.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So then, even if he did, then it's like the sea of like, if you don't tell anybody, you're less accountable inherently. 'cause
Yeah,
you're
and
not
he was
being held
calling
to
her
it.
wifey and being like, this is our relationship.
Right. And he's
So in
like,
his
there were no
mind-
boundaries.
Yeah.
We were broken up, all of that
Yeah.
stuff. And to me, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's
maybe.
complicated.
Yeah.
One area where I feel like I don't think we're still on the same page on is like the non-sexual physical touch.
And if we're not giving that to each other, then that's something we need to address.
I do feel like some people have a hard time with that. I don't think Arya has a hard time with that, except in this relationship, because there isn't comfort. She doesn't want to comfort him or do the physical touch because she's not comfortable around him.
She talks about it with Caleb too, though.
That
she
said?
struggled.
Oh,
with
she struggles. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's something he just wants a lot more. Just like a rub on the shoulder or just a hug or whatever it is. I did see when he was fighting with Zaina, he was like, "Let's hug it out." Mm-hmm. So he is. I am seeing that is something that he seems to value.
I'm tired of you getting emotional because I'm giving you constructive feedback.
Constructive feedback.
But I've held your hand. I'm touching your back. I'm actively thinking about these things.
I hear her with that because it doesn't naturally come to me either.
Yeah.
And I have to I enjoy
like
it.
Does, yeah.
But like I have to remind myself, like, oh, like go grab his hand.
Yeah.
Go like touch his arm. Like it's just not
hand
something that like some people, they just do it and I just don't. So
I'm sorry that I'm not giving that to you and I'm actively trying to do it. It is such an issue within our relationship.
Yeah, it is.
oh man.
He's so cold.
So cold. Dude, the coldness.
I'm not gonna spare your feelings.
Oh.
Being like, you know what? It's fine. Arya does all of these other things.
Oh man. He just feels he's got
You'd be irritated if that's what it is.
he's a dick, dude.
The way he's treating her is so, like, the lack of compassion and empathy is
He thinks
wild.
he's vindicated in his cruelty every time. He thinks that he's right to do that.
We
saw when he was fighting with
Oof.
Zaina, he's like, you're showing your true colors. You look really ugly right now. And it's like, dude, you do.
It's hurtful watching it with Arya, I think,
Yeah.
because I'm getting, like, emotionally affected
it's
by
okay.
it. Because, like, that's his partner. Like, Zaina
Yeah.
didn't really care. She's like, this is some douche
And
that I
she's
don't
like,
have to live with.
Bro,
Like,
why are you popping
Arya's
off?
been with this guy, right? And
Yeah.
he's still treating her like that.
That's
he's
awful.
supposed to love her and telling her he loves her. And it's like, wow, is that hard to watch?
I'm not gonna spare your feelings is what an asshole says when they have no diplomacy. You can get your point across without being a dick. It's that simple.
Yeah.
I am not here to place judgment on you.
Oh, God, another horrible relationship.
I hate watching them.
How awful it must be on your end to be with someone like me who's not secure in themselves.
Oh, man.
They're both really up.
They are both.
That's sad.
I feel like they could maybe be okay with couples therapy.
Lots of it. That's
Because she doesn't, it's weird. She doesn't feel good enough for him. He doesn't feel good enough for her.
I know.
It's like a weird,
That's
weird, the two of
awful.
them.
And I don't hate either. Like, there's people on here that I really dislike.
Oh.
But I don't dislike either of these people. But
Me neither.
they're not healthy together right
No.
now at all.
It's
they're definitely not. If it's a marry or a move on, that's a move on.
Yeah.
You know, if those are your two options.
Right. I don't know
And
why
I'm
it
getting
needs to
emotional
be those
again.
two options.
Ugh,
but
yeah.
I know. I'm just sitting over here crying.
This
It's fine.
sucks.
It's fine.
Are you nervous at all?
I love your mom.
Sandy's going to be uncomfortable because she's not happy in this relationship versus the last time when she was with JR.
This sucks. I wish she just didn't even have to be living with him right now because I feel like she doesn't want to be.
So how's everything going?
Everybody's holding it together well, considering they just had dinner with JR.
I was with JR, who was my trial husband for the first half.
The dead look behind the eyes.
Nick has the best faces. He gives a really deep eye roll,
Strong
too.
face. Yeah, he's good at the eye rolls.
Sandy essentially had her cake and eating it too because she got to be with somebody she enjoyed and she knew I was alone, so there was no risk to her.
Yeah.
That is, we kept on joking about this, half joking about calling it the cock show, because that's basically what happened to both Nick and Mariah, where it's so unfair.
Yeah.
It is so unfair.
Yeah. It's unfair.
And if their relationships weren't poisoned coming into it, that is poison, I think.
I've never been this in love with anyone, and that's cool.
Love and obsession are not the same thing.
Yeah.
And that is like.
Or fixation.
Yeah.
I was scared.
Because is it more fear than it is,
yeah.
It's
like
care?
Fear of losing her. It's like the controlling part.
Somebody else said that they felt like, I think Nick and JR, maybe they were saying just Nick, or particularly him, but they felt like both of these men are treating her like an object and not a person.
Yeah.
And I definitely see that.
Yeah. I feel that.
She's an object of affection instead of like an autonomous person. She's sitting here trying to manage these men's feelings all the time.
Yeah.
She's not perfect. I don't always trust her. I definitely don't trust her, actually. I think she lies. But also, the bad things are happening around her.
Right. And, like, how hard would it be to tell the truth when this is what you have to deal with if you do? And, like, it would push you to a place where you don't feel comfortable saying what you actually feel.
Yeah.
And, like, that's scary.
I'm going to sit next to you for a second.
I don't know. She looks so upset. Like, she looks miserable.
Yeah. She looks like she's close to tears again.
With JR, it was just nice being with someone who was like able to like ground me and calm me down.
Largely.
He was a lot calmer than Nick has
He was
been.
calmer. Even in pretty intense situations. I do not endorse a lot of JR's behavior, but he didn't get super aggro most of the time. He got mad at Scotty, but Scotty does bring that energy to the table.
I don't think with any of these relationships, and especially with her, like, she should just be single.
She should,
like,
yeah.
I feel like she should be single, think about what happened in both those relationships, the positives, the negatives, and then, like, take that into, like, dating in the future.
Yeah.
But I don't think either of those are right for her. Like, I don't think she's going to be happy if she gets with JR either. I don't think that's the right choice is moving on from Nick and immediately rebounding with JR.
I agree.
Pattern's gonna resurface
It definitely
and
will.
come back
Doesn't
up
go away.
after this.
It doesn't. You got to do work.
Yeah.
And even when you do the work, the shit comes back. It recurs, you know? You got, like, lapses.
I like her mom being real there.
Yeah, her
it's
mom's
gonna
a straight
come
shooter.
Back.
Yeah, for sure.
Her family is pretty chill. I like them, actually.
No peeking.
Three-piece grill set
got
and
him a
slides.
present.
Are you serious? It's like an early birthday gift.
Eagles candle. Zaina is such a catch, dude.
She is a catch. She is. She's
Look at that
awesome. She's also being really sweet to him after he like kissed somebody else and didn't tell her about it.
And she kind of just is like, okay, it's fine.
Managed her own emotions mostly, like expressed her upset to him, but then has been like managing herself. Like, this is way better than I would do.
Zaina is too good for this world.
We were.
Technically also with my ex.
It is weird that he calls everybody like his ex. Like, you knew that lady for like 3 weeks. She's not like your true ex. That wasn't a real relationship. Who was it that said he's treating it like Love is Blind?
Oh, yeah.
This is really funny.
That was a good one. That was a good one. He is. He's treating this like Love is Blind.
They're not terrible together, though. JR and Zaina, they just don't seem like they know each other.
Well, and the way JR just like completely abandoned their relationship and didn't act like Zaina existed in the other
was
one.
weird, yeah.
That for me is one of my biggest problem with JR in his relationship with Zaina.
Anywhere with you.
This is a special memory.
Ugh, he's sweet to her.
He is.
I like them both individually. And maybe outside of the stress of this, they're better.
Maybe.
You know?
Once I get to a state where I am more in touch with communicating and expressing myself in a healthy way, you and I will be an unstoppable team.
He really does seem focused on, like, their relationship.
Yeah.
And, like, his own personal growth and, like, supporting that and whatever.
Just curious to see if it...
I know, I'm still worried about it, but...
Yeah.
Like a eat food, but, like, nothing too crazy kind of mood.
This is terrible. I feel like I don't...
There's no part of me that thinks that they should be together.
No. This is awful. And she's so great. Like, I just don't...
You really did not come prepared for me.
You let it affect your entire energy for a long period of time, like longer than necessary.
Is this all about the paper towels?
I feel like you don't have any trust in any decision that I make.
He does a lot of, like...
Like broad swathing.
Right. And,
You
like,
never touch me.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not an ideal way to talk to someone.
You were getting validation from other women within this process.
It's easy to validate people that you don't have, like, long-term stake in, too.
I think she struggles with it more because this relationship sucks.
Yep.
I feel like I am saying the stuff that needs to be worked on, but I'm never actually appreciating the other things that you're doing.
She takes a lot on herself. Do you notice
So that paper
too?
towel thing, she was kind of laughing about it. And then he took it to a... I didn't feel like that was that much of a dig. I thought that was a playful jab. She's like, oh, didn't get the towels. Like, maybe that does suck. But...
It was a little mean, but I could see, like, let's say I was really sensitive. I could see if you said that to me, I would take it a little sensitively.
Or if it's like a sensitive day.
Yeah,
or a rough
but then I
time.
think I'd probably be like, well, now I feel bad about the paper towels or something. I don't think it would be like a, you're never nice to me. You know, you
And
always
turning into an
critique
argument.
everything I do,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't know that normally that's where it would go for me.
I've been proving you wrong for 3 years.
I mean, not according to her brother.
Also,
her brother was like, he's straight up our dad, who was awful.
And didn't she say she doesn't hear a lot of like positive things from him? Like there was one of the times where they were at the table and she was talking about it and she was like, I just don't get a lot of like that positivity and support in my relationship.
And he's saying that he's not getting that either, so neither of them are able to be nice to each other.
Yeah.
So why are they even together?
She seems miserable.
Yeah. And he's always telling her like it is.
I know.
You know? That bothers me.
It also bothers me, and I feel like it's a red flag that she consistently in those conversations takes everything on herself.
Right. Yeah,
right. I don't do that. Like, you're right. Like, I do that wrong. Like,
and one of the big reasons...
Everything.
I thought about this after we filmed episode 7. One of the big reasons that they're not fighting as much even is because she capitulates constantly.
Yeah, all the time.
And she's used to doing that. And she's like, you're right, I suck. You're right, I suck. You're right, I suck. One person can only do that so many times before they lose their effing mind.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's just broken.
It almost feels like her personality isn't there then.
Yeah, it's muted. Versus with Caleb, she's so light and fun and cute and loving.
I know.
And, like, it's
funny.
like every quality you'd want in a partner. And then otherwise she's just
with
broken
Scotty, like, there's like no personality and it's all just like her apologizing to him.
Yeah.
Really reconnected. Yeah. Like, you look at me differently.
Aww. Yeah.
Yeah. Aw. Okay. Huh.
This is what I'm saying. The like conversation is not great, okay?
You thought I was leaving with Sandy.
No, never. That never crossed my mind.
It's crossed his. It has crossed his mind.
Why would it? Is she just ignoring these things? Is she clocking this shit? Because Zaina clocked that shit. He's being weird.
With this trial marriage, it just really showed me like a different side of you, where you would be a great husband.
Is Zaina also not remembering that like Sandy lied to her? I feel like Zaina is awesome in almost every way, and this is not her fault, but I feel like she's missing some really big indicators.
She's ignoring some red flags for sure.
And she kind of did that with Scotty too. It almost seemed like she more wanted to move forward rather than deal with the fact that Scotty was being wild. And even at the dinner table, she kind of was like, oh, he's great, he's growing. And I'm like, what the hell did we see? She didn't even sleep with him the last night because he was so toxic.
I know. She
or
left.
even in the same apartment, I should say.
I know. She left.
Fears from the divorce 5, 6 years ago. But I realized it kept coming up. I haven't completely healed from that.
6 years ago, marriage fell apart with cheating. 6 years is not, if you haven't dealt with the problems, that's not too long.
Even if you have, just depending on how it affected him, like some stuff sticks, you know, creates like emotional scars.
Yeah, I think you'd be an amazing wife.
She would be an amazing wife. There's no question.
What?
Do you blow the candles?
I know you love your candles.
They have wings.
Wings.
I've wanted wings for so long.
Yeah. Those are not wings. Also, wings are like one of the worst date foods.
They just house a bunch of wings.
Blue cheese!
I got you, like, some of the behavior needs to shift.
Some of the behavior.
Like, you check me on the stuff that I need to be checked on.
I'm worried that a lot of this is just lip service. I feel like he knows what he needs to say. I feel like that's a lot different. Knowing how you should act when you're feeling mentally healthy is a lot different than doing that when you're not feeling mentally healthy.
Yeah.
And unless he develops coping mechanisms that are healthy, it's gonna be the same stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Because a lot of it's reactive.
Yeah.
And if you can't, that's the hardest time to do things.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
absolutely.
can sit here and say you're going to do the right thing all you want. It's how are you going to be in the moment when it's tough.
And he needs to sell it to her because at the end of the day, he's going to propose to her and she's gonna maybe say yes or no. So she has to believe that he's healthy and healed and great and fine. And how could you possibly be from what we saw till now? There is no way that has happened for him fully. That is a much longer process than he's giving it credit for.
Being very honest, I'm still really working through some of the things that came up. How are we gonna move forward from that?
I'm glad she's taking it seriously and being honest with him, that she's still struggling with being able to forgive him for some of the way that he acted.
Never been more clear than through this experience. I keep falling more and more in love with you. And
again, I'm not sure that what's happening has been what I would identify as like love.
I love you so much.
I also know, like, we've said a lot, like, we were a mess at some points. If there had been, like, cameras on us and there had been people sitting on their couch talking about whether or not we should, like, be together, their answer would have been like, hell no.
Yeah.
And we did work through
in the
a lot
first
of
3
stuff.
years, we broke up so many times.
Oh, it was constant.
Yeah.
It was on and off constantly.
Frustrated me that my own relationship was not able to achieve this synergy.
So she just said a bunch of positive things about him, and now he's saying a bunch of negative things about her?
Negative things about their relationship.
Okay.
I think I just didn't have the faith in you that I wanted you to have in me.
I don't know if I understand what he's talking about.
I didn't have the faith in you that I wanted you to have in me.
So is he admitting that he didn't come to her with what he wanted from her? Like his wants from her were not something he was providing? Is that what he's admitting?
Is it just words?
I don't know. It feels like word salad to me. It means something to them though. So
This experience, like, it feels like falling in love again.
Does it?
Aria, get out.
Aria, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. Whatever. Honestly, whatever.
Mitchell's touching his face again. Means I'm stressed out.
I don't know how to feel about any of this.
No. I have a lot of shit to work on. Very flawed.
Why does he beat up on himself so much? You can do that in a relationship. It doesn't.
can.
He doesn't seem so. There are people on here where I'm like, work on yourself before you're in a relationship. He doesn't seem that way to me.
Is he? I feel like he is basically trying to say he's not ready to propose to her.
Mm-hmm. So it's not you, it's me thing. That has been their problem.
Like, to your point, you don't have to be perfect to show up well in a relationship.
Mhm.
Like, you don't have to be like perfect and healed and wonderful to like have a partner
Yeah.
or to be married. Oh my God,
Zaina's just doing too much, honestly.
Zaina, come on now.
I'll need some help taping the box.
Why would you need help taking a box, Zaina?
Happy early birthday.
Oh, that's sweet.
Did you get 34 balloons?
Sure. Just don't count them.
That's cute.
Remember when Scotty kept calling her old?
That was weird. He's like, you're 32. Like, over and over again.
That's some sort of dick.
Like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
How you look at marriage. Like, we weren't talking about stuff like that before coming here.
That's so weird that they weren't talking about that, but yet marriage was on the table before? Like, what?
Taking somebody on the show is not the way to propose to them. By the way, we're here because I wanted to get married.
Right. And they're like, we've
Thought you'd
literally
like to know.
never talked about that before.
I understand why you want commitment and some sense of security in a relationship.
You know what I'm looking for? Lack of security in my relationship.
Insecurity, that's what I want. She does.
Nothing
Poor.
he's saying is making me believe that he's going to say yes to her, propose to her.
I don't know. I think he might.
You think he might?
I don't know. I'm like a 50-50 on it.
It was all just sort of plausibly deniable positive sentiments. You know?
If
For
I
me?
had to guess, I would think he's not, but I wouldn't be
Yeah.
like super shocked if he did.
Okay.
Still.
No, I would.
Okay.
Actually, like, relieves some anxiety.
I feel like they have some kind of weird situation where like
trauma bond?
Yeah.
I'm just really grateful that you were able to stick it out for me. It makes me feel really good.
Stick it out.
Well, because he didn't have a partner.
That was a lot. This is a really boring episode.
This is really boring. Nothing's happened. I actually thank God. I'm so happy about it.
We're just chilling.
Oh yeah, this is great. Honestly, I'm still nervous though. I'm still holding a lot of anxiety
For that end.
Yeah, just in
Yeah.
case. But I'm hoping that it's just boring.
I think that there's a lot more that I can give you to make you feel better. And
I feel like he is comfortable for her, and I worry that she's gonna stay with him, even though it does not seem to be healthy for either of them because of comfort.
Trial marriage's final morning. Tension's high.
I literally feel like ill right now.
Like I don't feel that you're as sure as you say you are.
Yeah, I feel that too, actually.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair thing to say.
I kind of feel like she's just trying to get through this trial marriage so she can break up with him and walk away, and she doesn't want to like get in another argument.
That's what it feels like to me too.
Sometimes I just question whether we can like really love each other the way we both need.
I don't think you can.
That was one of the more self-aware things I've heard because it wasn't accusatory. It was both of them. Both of them are not getting what they need.
He actually, if I can say one positive thing about him, he does sometimes analyze situations really well.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of places where he's said things that are pretty profound that I feel like are good analysis. It's just when his temper gets in the way, ooh.
He's at a lower emotional state right now. He's able to like process things better,
calmer.
And when he gets frustrated, he's like, your fault, your problem. You know, he points the finger a lot more.
And that intensity is, I mean, it freaks me out. I don't like watching it at all.
Yeah.
I can only show you and tell you that I have the love that I do for you, but I cannot tell you that I'm going to stay if I'm not feeling the love that I need to feel.
Yeah, it seems, oh man.
Brutal.
What you feel like you need and what you want, I have to do that too.
Neither of them feel love, right?
Yep.
That's real.
Oh, man.
I think they know they're breaking up.
I think they do too. Oh. And it's like she's trying to say it's not that it's because she doesn't love him. Like, that's not what it is.
There's no emotional safety in that relationship.
No. Oh, man. Brutal. Watching him cry is sad, too. Because, like, you know, oh, dude.
Especially him, because he's been, like, lashing out a lot.
Yeah.
And then seeing him cry, it's like he's aware that it's falling apart. Wow, I'm getting emotional over this breakup.
Really sad. I mean, I still think they should break up.
I think it's the best for both of them.
But it doesn't mean it's not sad.
Wow, dude.
You know? It can still be sad.
Crying for Scotty and Aria breakup. Because clearly that's a breakup. Holy shit. Oh, wow.
Who has found lifelong love? Who will propose? Who will get engaged?
So we're going to see the beginning of one of the...
Yeah, they'll end on a cliffhanger with one of the couples. That's fine.
I issued the ultimatum to Sandy.
So we're doing a Nick and Sandy. No. There we go.
Mean,
season over.
We know Nick is going to propose, right?
Yeah.
We just don't know if Sandy's going to say yes.
I swim in the ocean of your eyes. I love you more and more every day. Of course he's proposing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw up.
I feel you. I'd honestly, like, I get myself worked up with anxiety to the point that I literally do throw up. Like, I would be throwing up before this.
Yep, you do.
I do.
You're Spencer.
I am a Spencer, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We've obviously developed such a deep emotional connection.
Well, there's the pool kiss. You know, there's at least 3 kisses on camera, maybe 4, plus sounds.
Sounds.
There was a kiss sound off screen.
I do wonder if that's it, only because, although I think they leave, so they wouldn't be able to capture the sounds when the production crew is gone, right? So then they could do whatever they wanted when the production, because I'm like, if they had sounds, they would show us the sounds, right?
Like sex sounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they had it, if Netflix had the footage, they would show us the footage.
Yeah.
I would love to have a future with Sandy.
Fortune favors the bold.
I can't believe he got that tattoo.
I like your theory.
It's not mine.
Okay, but somebody's
I can't take credit for that.
No, but the theory you brought.
It just feels the most compelling to me.
Yeah, that's why you don't like internet stalk people that are tatted out when you're planning on getting a new tattoo. Oh, he's got an ascot.
He's rich.
Fucking ascots, dude.
I called it really early on. I was like, ascot?
Except you're wrong.
I was wrong then.
Now you're right.
But I'm right now.
I really felt like I had come home.
Sometimes home is not healthy.
Sometimes home isn't a safe place.
Right.
Yeah. Comfort doesn't mean healthy.
Like, let's see where this goes. But I just want to be chosen.
He said something that I think is like indicative of how he feels. And he said, I just want to be chosen. And it's not even, to me, I'm like, I'm not even sure it's like by her.
Yeah.
Like, it's that thing where you said someone had said it, so he's treating her like an object. It's like, he wants validation.
Yeah.
And in whatever form that comes in. And unfortunately,
he's
like,
fixated the need for validation from her.
On her. Yeah.
Hi.
They're seeing each other first? What's going on?
You're a sight for sore eyes.
Oh, that's the cliffhanger.
They do that though.
Yeah.
That was the queer ultimatum with the, remember those two? The messy ones?
I do.
There was some back and forth shit on that. That was crazy.
Are Caleb and Aria also going to see each other first? Like, is this all the couples are seeing each other first?
God, this is a horrible show to go on. Y'all just don't do it.
Right. Why would you put yourself through this? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. I recommend 0 people go on the show.
The Insta followers you're going to get from this.
It's not. This more than almost anything. It's the break people apart show. All right.
All right.
There you go. Episode 8 done. That was a pretty low-key. It was
pretty okay.
Surprisingly hard watching Arya and Scotty sort of break up. I was actually emotional about that.
He put up so many walls in the way he was communicating throughout the show. To see that like single tear come down his face was like a heartbreaking.
Because you don't expect it from him.
No, you don't.
And you see inside that he realizes that it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It shouldn't happen.
It shouldn't happen.
But sometimes you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. Break a few omelets to make
break
an
those
egg.
omelets, man. You make them, you rip them apart.
Well, you got to scramble it up because you didn't flip it right. And you're like, fuck it, I'm scrambling this egg. It's a skillet now. That's literally how omelets get
I do that
made.
all the time.
Yeah, okay. You got to break a few omelets to make a skillet.
Yeah.
That's a new saying. Because you had your intention, and then
A
it
scramble?
fell apart. A scramble. Yeah. And then it falls apart, and then you have something that's pretty good, not quite what you originally planned on. You're like, you know what?
Still pretty good, though. It's still eggs, you know?
Okay. Nothing really happened in this episode,
Nothing
though.
happened.
So
same feelings. Feelings are all the same.
Feelings the same. Everybody break up, please.
Everybody break up and everybody go to therapy, please. Like, immediately.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, just immediately.
I do wish the best for all these people. And this is not a good place to show up for anybody.
No.
And it's not that we would do better.
No.
And I actually think most people commenting would probably not do any better. This is rough.
This is hard.
This is the gauntlet. Did we say that in one of the first episodes? This is the relationship gauntlet.
Yes, this is a relationship gauntlet.
And it's almost impossible to survive the gauntlet.
I would do a terrible job on this show.
Yeah.
So my hat's off to all the people that signed up for this nonsense. And honestly, even more so for the 4 people that left, okay? You ran. I was mad at you initially, okay? But now I see that was the right choice.
Actually, while we're on it, before we head out really quick, should we mention that NLRB ruling? NLRB, National Labor Board, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Ruled that,
Love is Blind
Love is Blind contestants are employees.
Yeah.
So they need to have a certain amount of respect now.
It has interesting implications for the ability of reality TV stars to unionize. Most of them I do not understand because that's not my area of expertise, but it's pretty freaking cool and I'm excited for them because they deserve to be treated with respect. And that has not been what's happened for a long time. So.
Yeah, so we've been saying that for a long time, that they don't get any respect. When I'm saying it for this season, that it feels like they're just being completely mistreated.
Yeah.
And not having their emotional, mental, physical health being taken seriously.
Yeah.
So if that's what is required, we are always pro-unionization in most instances. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And I'm hoping that in the future that we can have shows that are healthier for the contestants.
And I'm sure it's been in no small part due to a lot of the efforts of previous Love is Blind cast members.
A couple really vocal season 2 members in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To make sure that they get better conditions because they don't want to see people be treated the way that they were treated on the show, which is commendable.
That's really cool. Yeah. So respect all those people that were able to get that going.
Maybe we'll leave a link in the description so you can go read about it.
Article or video or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is very high level information. So.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, anyway, so
you can dig deeper if you want. Go to the description and there'll be a link there if you are interested in reading more about that.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, that's your little parting gift. Leave a comment. Let us know your predictions, feelings, whatever down below.
Should we do predictions really quick?
No,
breakups.
Breakups.
All breakups. Everybody break up!
Let us know if you disagree on any of those. And then like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Then I got it knocked, and I started going,
ridiculous.
Oh, that was a tearjerker.
Hey, we're gonna go on a cruise this summer. You should come with us.